Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at a deck that I was quite interested in seeing take the #1 spot in the recent Cyphers Open, Teddy piloting Green Rush. Now, Green Rush hasn't been in the meta for a very long time. I don't think it's ever really had a solid place in competitive Faeria. Mid-range green control, or the big slower Beastmaster green, has generally been the mono green deck to go to if you're playing in ladder or competitive Faeria, but Teddy decided to bring Green Rush as a way to help counter greedy decks during the tournament. So part of Teddy's lineup was Yellow Rush as well, so if Yellow Rush got banned, Green Rush could be fall back on, instead of something like Red Rush, which I would expect to be more popular, and we've seen that being piloted in success recently with Superb Blizzard in the halftime tournament. But Green Rush, I wasn't expecting it, and I took a look at the build, and it actually looks quite interesting. Using Tiki Piper to heal, you could say, creatures that have taken damage, but also give the Haunted Willow some additional life to work with. I really like that combo. 5 Faeria for essentially a 7/5 and a 1/1. That's pretty decent. You also have the Emerald Yak to apply pressure. So the 1/1 token can receive power-ups itself. There's a lot of power-ups in this build. But yeah, I think this deck looks pretty cool. So we're going to take it for a spin on the ladder and see how it performs. Alright guys, into our first match. It's a beautiful hand, and we're second, so we get to explore. We're going to throw the Vision Force away, just to find something a little cheaper, maybe like a Sagami Warrior. This is going to be our first play, and then we can use the Guidance, maybe even use the Piper on it to keep it alive. Little afraid of Choking Sands. We are playing against yellow now. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see if we get hit by Choking Sands. Don't want to get hit by Choking Sands. It's such good value on a Queen's Guard. It's so good. It's ridiculous. This might be a Drakkar. Oh, it's... Wait, it's Yellow Rush? Not quite what I was expecting, if I'm honest. Into Demon. Oh wow, okay. Again, like, not what I was expecting. If I'm honest, I wasn't expecting to get hit by these guys. Well, to be fair, like, I can taunt all this up with the Queen's Guard. I can even extend the life of one of these with the Tiki Piper. So, like I said, like, the... Actually, I can't. I don't have enough Faeria. So I feel like I just double neutral up, and then I just Queen's Guard in front of my orb. So we have a change of plan, but I think that's fine. This is going to deal 2 damage anyway. I get to lock this into place. My opponent can build the aggressive desert now, but we could also build the aggressive forest up here next turn. And we do lock this salmon into place, and hopefully, as long as it's not a Choking Sands, I should be in a pretty good spot here, because I'm going to stop any other salmons hitting my orb, stop those prayers from triggering, potentially stop a Sagittarius from getting too much done. Looks like the demon is going to step back. Double neutral. Alright. I think that's fine. Okay, we can always take forest here, and I can forest here. Next turn, forest here. This is going to be an interesting game, guys. So 2 rush players trying to defend against each other. Is that a Saggy? It is a Saggy. I expected Saggy to show up eventually. So we can take a forest. I'll probably see double neutral come across here next turn. Yeah, let's just kill this. So we do slow things down a little, at least, because now my opponent doesn't have a creature to develop aggressive deserts without using like a Wind Soldier. It's going to need a Wind Soldier here. I mean, that's not the aggressive desert, simply because it's not in this region. It's still a few steps away from hitting my orb. I can actually turtle a little bit now, which is interesting. I could just, like, let the demons kill my opponent. I hope to pick up another Queen's Guard, if I'm honest, but yeah, okay. I might just start turtling, because this represents 4 damage to my opponent. These move down. I do allow a prey trigger if I'm not careful. There's a lot of different decisions that can be made here. This is an interesting turn. Like I said, I can turtle here and let the damage, 4 damage, go to my opponent and just kind of kite these around, but I still have to be aggressive myself. At least at some point. So let's take command of the board. We'll take our forest. Do we want to kill this? We'll go for a guidance. To clear this out. Maybe we don't even bother. Maybe we just let this deal the damage for the turn. And then we can dash this here. And another guidance. So I'm allowing the damage to go off. I'm just not clearing. That's the plan, right? Because I wanted to kite it to make sure the 2 damage would go to my opponent's orb, but I also felt that I couldn't really just run away. I would have to deal with these eventually. So by doing this, I still get the 2 damage, additional damage from this demon without clearing it and forcing the demon to run itself into me. I guess I could have piped this. That might have been a little better. I guess I play around and do like Soul Drain and stuff like that. So I think that's fine. Demonic Salmon gets to do something now and trigger a prayer. We get to kill Saggy. Maybe, yeah, I think I should have piped this potentially. I don't know, it was a difficult choice. Maybe I just put all the power-ups on here, and then if this demon goes in here, I can use the 1/1 to finish this off. Okay. Interesting. Pick up a yak. Well, I'll take a draw. Hello, Queen's Guard. We're going to play this defensive. And we'll just start moving this up. So because my opponent could go desert here next this turn, it could clear my shrine and then play stuff to hit my orb. Oh, did that the choking? Oh man, not the choking sands. I wasn't expecting it, to be honest. Wasn't expecting choking sands in that position. That's rough. Yellow Rush running choking sands. Oh wow, it's a follower, so this is like hyper aggro Yellow Rush. Stick a Zealous Crusader in front of my orb. Okay. Okay. So we're going to collect. We're going to play the yak. Here. Then we're just going to kill the Zealous Crusader. So we're collecting off this well with summoning the yak to stop the follower. Just to make life a little awkward. And then we can Elderwood this yak and start challenging the salmon. If this doesn't get soul drained. If it doesn't get soul drained. But even then, do I care? I do in this situation because this is kind of holding the line for me, but in most cases you probably wouldn't care if a baby yak got soul drained. Oh, so actually playing around the Baby Yak a little bit. Okay, I see you. Now, I could go for double power-up. 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess double power-up's pretty good here. Because we just threaten lethal. And just say to our opponent, now you just need an answer. We gave the Elderwood to the 1-1, just to make it a bit more durable. Hit. Hit. Those taunts really helped, you know, stall the game out for us. And Teddy actually built this as a Yellow Rush counter as well. Which I can definitely see now. Like, the Baby Yak is such a nuisance for, like, monks and followers. Goes for a prayer. No, Wind Soldier not enough here to finish off one of my creatures. Needs like +1 choke and sand. See, Wind Soldier not enough. And well played. So the double power up, finishing the game off, and there we go, game 1. Beating Yellow Rush as Teddy predicted. I like the Emerald Yak in this deck. It really works out. Maybe it's one of the things Green Rush needed to push it. We still have Haunted Willow. I haven't been able to try that just yet. It hasn't popped up in any of my matchups, so hopefully we'll see some of that going forward. But good game, start things off. Countering the Rush, Queen's Guard, MVP. Such a good card. Let's get into another match. Alright guys, another match. We're going to throw all this away. That's pretty good. Explore with Emerald Jack. Just seems pretty solid to me. Oh, it's another Rush deck. Interesting. Alright. Alright. Let's do it. I can Emerald Jack to slow things down next turn, but I'll probably just go into Sagami Warrior. Double neutral. Yeah, okay. You know what? I could just double neutral across. If I had a Queen's Guard, I would consider double neutral in here. I could have actually just Forest and then dashed, but that doesn't really work out. So let's just go into Sagami Warrior. We get the first hit, so I can go like hit into Forest into Veteran Force. Oh, okay. Even better. So now I can just take Forest, Mace Man into Emerald Yak. I could have actually maybe gone double neutral there. And so I know this is yellow. I know that it's going to need to kill this thing first before it can even start getting anything going, which is absolutely fine. For me, I'm currently winning the race. So yeah, first Demonic Salmon must go into this. I guess I could have Elderwood embraced it, but I didn't want to run into Choking Sands again. Like, being able to stop one Demonic Salmon is going to give me enough time to start smoking anyway. And then I can like neutral, collect, and then Elderwood one of these guys and just go in. Or I could even just push this forward. That's fine as well. Because I'm going to win this race. Especially after Elderwood Embrace now. Elderwood this instead of this, so this can't be Choking Sands anymore. And then I can just hit again for 7 damage. Put my opponent 7, 8, 9 damage. And that sets up lethal for the following turn. So 1 power up really pushes me here. I'm going to see a Zealous Crusader to try and get something going, as you would expect in this position. So I'm actually going to move this up more aggressive. And then we can Elderwood you. And then these two represent lethal now if I draw a power up. My opponent gets 2 draws, which is pretty rough. So can like I would hit here first to see if a nightmare is drawn. Because then you can desert here, step back, collect prayer, nightmare. That is an option. That's what I would have considered doing. If there is a nightmare in the deck, there might not even be one in the deck. Might need to like pray double soul drain on this. Now that the desert has been taken here, this Zealous Crusader isn't hitting my orb this turn. I don't know where the Zealous Crusader is going. Maybe there's Flash Wind in here. Maybe it just zips back up and hits into this with a Wind Soldier or something. I don't know. Oh, there is a Flash Wind. Okay. Soul Drain? To keep alive? Like I don't even know. +1 double Soul Drain? Assassin? It's not really relevant. I still have lethal, unfortunately. There we go, another Yellow Rush bites the dust to Green Rush. So if you're playing against a lot of Yellow Rush on your side of the ladder, you know the deck you need to play. Feels good. Like I feel that this deck's really solid. Well done to Teddy, like, for making Green Rush competitive again, or competitive ever, you could say. But yeah, good game to my opponent. Let's get on to another match. All right, guys, into another match here. We are going to keep the Emerald Jack. I think I really like this card at Green Rush. It's awesome, especially against Yellow Rush, and we've had 2 Yellow Rushes so far. Oh, okay, Desert on the side. Gonna be a slower deck. Alright, I see you. What are we gonna have? A Yellow Flyers, potentially? Maybe Yellow Event? The Yellow-Blue events? Yep, Yellow Flyers, just to see what's up. Oh, hello. Ah, man. Yellow again, guys. This is the sad life. Do I double neutral explore and lock this in? I don't think so. I would like to get a forest down just to make sure I can power up next turn. But we're against yellow, so... Choking Sands. Say hi to Queensguard. Good friends. Queensguard doesn't like the desert. Doesn't like the beach. It's not a good place. Oh, Nightmare. I'll take it. I'll take a Nightmare. That's a 1-for-1. 6 Faeria each. That's absolutely fine by me. Alright. I'm cool with that. So I was talking about the Haunted Willow. This is a time where Haunted Willow can maybe get something going. I don't know, I guess I could double neutral across and then play Emerald Yak. And make sure we get in between, or get on the well, and then I can make this a forest later on. So I think my choices here are Willow into Guidance, but I play into Wind Soldier, and that's not that great. At least if I play Emerald Jack here, the Sky Captain will need something extra, maybe like a Spirit Theft or something, I don't know. But we do set up an additional creature, so I'm going to do it this way. Now, this doesn't collect Faeria, it's a little unfortunate. But the plan is just to get this aggressive land here, so I can collect Faeria from my creatures when they become active on the follow-up. Wind Soldier? Oh, Mistral Guide, okay. Okay, Mistral Guide coming down. That's good, we can kill Sky Captain now. Don't give that a buff. That's not what we want to see. And then we can maybe just Haunted Willow and lock this in for a turn. Because I don't want this to kill this and then this... I want to keep this alive. I know it might seem a little bit daft wanting to protect a 1-1, but I can give this a Guidance next turn and then it can actually do some damage. So I'm going to rely on the Haunted Willow here, the backwards Willow, to... take care of this. At least if my opponent has to my opponent Wind Soldier can dash it, I guess, here first, but then get locked in by there, this taunt. Spirit Theft? Could be a Spirit Theft. It's a pretty good target. Desert Twister. Interesting. Does take the values at times. This is what I was trying to avoid. So my opponent does appreciate that. It's pretty good value there. But we draw the Elderwood Embrace. That's fantastic. I will take a draw. Okay. I think we Elderwood this. 7. I think we Elderwood this. Maybe not. Maybe we just clear play Maceman and pass. So my options are, I feel like I can Elderwood this and clear. And then Shrine into Maceman and keep a few creatures around. Or I could clear this, play Maceman, pass. I could clear this, play Maceman, Elderwood this, but play a bit into Nightmare. If I do play Elderwood here, this will be on 2 life. I feel like, yeah, I'm just going to... We're just going to finish this off, and then we're going to play Maceman. And we're just going to pass. I think that's fine. Mainly because, you know, I did still 2 for 1 on the Mistral guide with the Sky Captain. I think that's fine. And then if my opponent focuses on the Maceman, and probably wants to focus on this. This represents 7 damage next turn. We didn't see any removal last turn. We didn't see a Spirit Theft. We didn't see a Wind Soldier. So I'm hoping there isn't one. And there we go, just gonna scoop. Man, I'm doing good against yellow today. It just felt like I couldn't deal with the incoming damage for next turn. This deck seemed a little slower than the other yellow decks I was playing against. But good game. Green Rush, very strong. Teddy, you're onto something here. Let's get to another game. Alright guys, another game. That's good. I'm pretty happy with this too, so let's just throw this away. Into a Maceman, so lots of neutral creatures to get things started. We can play quite aggressive. It's going to be a blue, okay. Let's just push up. Could be blue jump. I did beat blue jump last time. I played against it, even though it was quite aggressive. The Humbling Visions is definitely a pain with Queen's Guard, so I will go for Maceman next turn. Oh, it looks like it's probably going to be some form of green-blue enchant, maybe. So I've seen a lot of enchant recently, actually. There's also Beast. There's also just old-school kind of like jump. The X-Ged version. That picked up in a little bit of popularity recently. So let's get the Queen's Guard down. Great card for Green Rush. Any deck that can power this up in Rush is generally very good for, because it can gain Faeria. So they can gain Faeria from the combat trigger. We can power this up to make sure it's more durable, to make sure it stays alive longer, and give us more Faeria in the long run. This is just one of those cards you have to answer in one hit, generally. Choking Sand's very good. Nightmare is even worth Nightmare in this card. It is an even trade-off, but if this gets one hit, it deals damage and it gains Faeria. It's too good. It's too good to leave it standing, leave it to do what it wants. And I'm in a position where I have initiative now because I have the first active creature on board, which will allow me to basically pick and choose what I do with the Queen's Guard unless it gets removed. But how does green-blue kill this? Does it Humbling Visions into what? I don't know. And even then, like, Humbling Visions is good, but it's not that good. I can still Guidance. Goes for a 5/5. I'm game for that. We're going to cut across. We're going to clear this out with the Guidance. And we get to play Maceman. So see, that trigger gave us enough Faeria to play another creature. And our opponent's just going to scoop. Because it's... what does my opponent do next? Play another creature, which I then hit and gain Faeria, and then maybe this goes face, and I maybe summon another creature? Very difficult position to come back from sometimes with Queen's Guard, which is why Queen's Guard Gift of Steel was just absolutely nuts when Gift of Steel was free Faeria. It's still really strong, I think. It's just a little slower. It's not as strong as it used to be. But it just goes to show how powerful Queen's Guard is with that power-up. So another quick win. You know, that's Rush in a nutshell. You know, quick wins, that's what we're after. Very good for climbing Rush decks, because you just get fast wins, fast losses. You can just go through matches very quickly. But let's get into some more games. You know, I'm not done yet. I haven't seen Haunted Willow do much apart from scare someone. I want to see that Haunted Willow hit face. Let's get into another match. Alright guys, another game. We're doing pretty well. We've only had one loss, and like I said, I felt like I lost to the draws more than anything. I feel this deck is really good, and it's surprising for me. You know, I'm a fan of Green Rush. It's it's probably my favorite Rush archetype. I guess we just keep this. This is actually pretty good. Tiki Piper on this guy. I was a big advocate of Green Rush back during early access, because we had a lot of kind of slow grindy green, but I kind of felt like Green Rush needed to exist. It had cool cards that I wanted to play, like Runin's Messenger. It's not in this deck, unfortunately. It's not one of my favorite green cards, but that's one of the cards that I wanted to see. I wanted to see Runin's Messenger, but unfortunately, it's just not playable. It's just not playable at all. So we actually do this now. Play around double removal. Because we can't get Choking Sands now, but we could have hit like double Soul Drain, double Seifer's Wrath. This is probably Burn. Burn is definitely picking up in popularity recently. Mono Red Burn seems to be Red's new identity. Red combat being a bit too slow now. Angry Red being a little iffy, not quite there yet. Red Burn using like Hellfires and stuff, but also Red Yellow as well. I've been seeing Red Yellow Burn starting to pop up. Scourge Flame Spectre is back. You know, flying around the place, dealing loads of damage. I feel this is a pretty strong line because it just makes life awkward. Ah, Leia again. Destructive Volley. So Destructive Volley is starting to see play because of the popularity of what's that card? Drakkar Sky Captain, right? Free Faeria for a 5 Faeria. So Drakkar Sky Captain costs 5 Faeria. Destructive Volley costs 3, sorry. So it's a pretty good rate, as you could say. So this is the saddest thing ever, that I've wasted a Tiki Piper. And you saw how strong this card was against me last time, so maybe this is the counter. You know, Layer is just too much of a problem. So let's get old Verdi down. We need Verdi to hit this. I'd love to play Queen's Guard. I'd probably play Queen's Guard over this. Actually, not against yellow. I don't want to get Choking Sands, but get the Verdant Force to hit this first. Get rid of this structure. And then I can slam down the Queen's Guard. But we might just see a Nightmare. No Nightmare. Okay. Okay. Cool. Do I play her in... Do I play her in Doomsday? I don't think so. I think I'm okay. I don't think I need to play around it. My opponent Doomsdays now. It's kind of helping me out. I get to play Willow. See if there's any removal. I could have went Willow Piper there to keep the Queen's Guard, but if there is a Doomsday, I do have a play if I want it. And if I top deck Shrine, I'm just in like a really good position because I can go Willow, Shrine, Piper, Piper the Willow. And then I just have a very durable like 7/5. I think this is genius. This little combo is really good. Put 2 bodies down. Just make life very difficult. Oh, there is a Choking Sands. I'm glad I didn't play this instead of the Verdant Force now. Yeah, we can +1 into Faceman. We just ignore this, I think. I think we just try and crack this open by hitting the orb. I can hit for 7. And then 1 power up will kill this. Oh, this is potentially... Oh, okay, so this might just be the red-yellow kind of event burn. So Hellfire is going to be a win condition here. We haven't got a play, so we'll take a draw. And we'll just pass, and then we can hit this off next turn and just play another Vision Force. Unless my opponent has like combo removal now. Firebomb, maybe? A Firebomb Flame Burst. Yeah, we just play another Vision Force. We are kind of... This is a little sad, but I'm not too concerned about it. Oh, we can +1, just so we can go... We can get enough Faeria to slam another one of these guys down. We can take a draw next turn. Like, we can go... we get the collection. Unless this dies. Unless this dies, I guess. But we get the collection. 5 +1. Play Virgin Force. Don't have to play this yet. You can keep this for later. Yeah, we're just currently racing the Divine Guardian. So it's going to be Destructive Volley, Firebomb, Seifer's Wrath. Yeah, okay. He's going to run out of removal eventually. That's the idea. Can't have removal forever. Again, +1. We do have creatures to play, so we're just getting in that Faeria. So now my opponent's starting to get starved out. It's much more difficult to kill a Virgin Force from this position. Literally needs Nightmare. Soul Drain. The heal, that's pretty smart. Just to keep the Divine Guardian alive. But we're going to draw now for a power-up. Didn't find one, unfortunately. We can go into Willow Piper. Now we represent lethal. Not really an... see, if this forest was here, it's actually really relevant because I could have hit. Maybe I actually should have forest here. I just drew a bit preemptively there. So I could have forest here to make sure that I could hit and knock off the... Or just set up lethal, basically. Let's throw a Nightmare on my Collector. So we get to hit the shield off. So yeah, I feel like I missed an opportunity there. I should have definitely forest. I would have been in a very good spot. Alright, let's hit this off. Into Sagami. Into another Piper. I'm going to Piper this Piper. Because we can Elderwood to finish off. So now if my opponent has Soul Drain, I can just Elderwood it to make sure I can clear. But that was a pretty easy matchup. Yeah, Green Rush is not going to struggle much against that deck. Not fight you if you draw all the Virgin Forces. And the Piper into the Haunted Willow is also very strong. We saw a Nightmare being hit by it. But yeah, this deck is good, guys. This deck is good. I'm pretty happy to see Green Rush being competitive now. I think let's just have one more game, and we'll wrap up this episode. Alright guys, what a way to finish off this episode. We're going against the creator. The man who came up with this deck. Rank 2 currently on God rank. Gets to fight against his own deck here. Gonna be an axe grinder to start things off. Let's see if Teddy's gonna know. Teddy's gonna know me well enough. Gonna see the Mace Man come down with the forest and be like, okay, playing my deck. Red Burn, like I said, picking up popularity. This is probably what we're playing against. Oh, we get the Tiki Piper again. We did this last time, but Leia got us. To see if Leia gets us again. Let's see if Leia is an issue. I really love this combo. Really big fan of this. Making Haunted Willow just a viable creature. 7/5 is just good. It's a 5 Faeria, 7/5 with a 1/1. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, if there is a layer, we can at least kill the Axe Grinder before the Mace Man goes down. We could even Haunted Willow, just lock it into place. No, it's going to be a Herald, okay. Into a Brigand? Into an Explorer. Alright. Okay, this is interesting. I guess we can Forest. So I'm thinking like Forest here into Shrine, Willow, Elderwood. Seems pretty good. This is a tough one. I think I have to do that. I don't think I have much choice, really. So, it's a little sad, actually, because I spend 5 Faeria. If my opponent Seifer's Wrath this, it is actually a trade-off in Faeria and cards. But the Elderwood Embrace probably has a bit more mileage than the Seifer's Wrath in this matchup. So I think like Teddy actually gets a good trade-off there. If it's Flame Burst, it's a little bit better because there's a 1 Faeria advantage for us. Yeah, we're probably going to see these two guys fight it off. Run into this, Seifer's Wrath. A Recurring Copter is really strong. Oh, Recurring Copter. It's pretty good. Kills both and gets a 3/3 down. Alright, we're gonna have to draw. Now we pass. So we go up to 7 Faeria next turn. It's a little bit of a shame because we can't Verdant Force Elderwood. That's something I'd like to do. Harold's coming in a more defensive position, getting that power up. So let's take the well spot. Just because then we can dodge the Herald. This gets to collect, this gets to collect. Push up to 5. Firebomb's pretty good here. Even a Bomb Slinger is really strong. Bomb Slinger's not going to be an option now. There's no mountain for it. Let's see a Brigand. So now we just Elderwood and go face. Because that's the best thing we can do is mono green. just it's red. Just chuck a power up on it. See what happens. See if Teddy has an answer. This is one thing you can do against red if you're playing this deck. If you get into a position where you can just slap a few power ups on your creature, do it. What's red gonna do? Play a taunt? That's probably about it right now. Play a Grimguard. Hope for the best. Play Seifer. Yeah, so just... So now Teddy's just banking on like, don't draw a power up for lethal. This is one of the advantages of playing mono green against red decks as well. So we are in a position now where I can top deck the lethal with the power up. We just do it. We didn't find it, unfortunately. So we just hit for... Yeah, we just hit for 9. And we pass. And we just force all this stuff to go in. So these two guys will go in. And then maybe like a removal. Or we'll see like Seifer move back. We'll see Herald go in. These two. Or maybe like Herald plus this plus removal. And then I just play Verdant Force on here. If anyone can get out of the situation, it's probably going to be Teddy. But it's difficult. You know, my opponent has to run so much into this now. Unless this is some secret red card, Ground Shaker. Okay, so this just lines up things quite nicely because it allows Seifer and just the Herald to go in. And it's better for Teddy here to have a lot of creatures rather than just have a couple of big creatures. This is interesting. So I can go Verdant Force, but Verdant Force just dies to these two. But what I can do to protect the Verdant Force is I play Verdant Force, I +1, and I play Yak into Yak. This locks this guy in. I am still vulnerable to removal, which red will have plenty of. So maybe I just play Verdant Force and then pass, let him deal with the Verdant Force, and then just play another Verdant Force. I think that's just a little better. And mainly because I don't feel that the Yak is going to set up lethal. I think that's the only way I would do this, is if I was pretty much certain that if I play a taunt here, that my opponent could only answer the Verdant Force, this would get locked in by the taunt, and then this free damage would go to the orb next turn, guaranteed. Against red, I can't guarantee a 3/3 or a 1/1 is going to stick around. Horsemaster. Okay. That's pretty good. 5 Faeria. Can +1 Ground Shaker. Gonna go for aggro here. Balduran? Okay. That's a really strong line. Because kills Verdant Force now, and this guy is a problem. This is tricky. I don't want to play anything near this, ideally, but I have to deal with it eventually. 10 damage. So this represents 10 damage with the hammer. Maybe I just Queen's Guard in front of this for now. It's tricky. It's tricky. What could I draw? I don't think there's anything I could really draw that would help me in this situation. So I feel like a Queen's Guard just to get some time. But maybe I have to force my opponent to use the hammer. Maybe I Queen's Guard here and just see if he has the damage removal. I feel like I'm going to lose now, actually. Maybe I needed to play something with the Verdant Force. I was a little... When the Verdant Force was a 9/11, I could have played something, but Seifer was just too scary in that situation. Recurring Copter. So I still get the Faeria, at least. I knock the protection off this. Still in a miserable position. I don't really know. I don't think I can win now. I could, like, slowly chip away at the resources, but the Hammer of Destruction is just too strong. Like, it basically just answers everything I play. Because Teddy will always have a creature to back him up now. He'll always play a creature here, and this will just slowly gain value. The more this hits my orb, the worse off it's going to be for me, and I don't... Maybe I should have went for the block there, but then Teddy could have just moved, gain the hammer, hammer it, then play the Recurring Copter, I guess. Or just hit and hammer it. So yeah, I feel that Teddy actually wins this. I don't see a way out. What can I do? Play Shrine into Verdant Force? And then hope I can sneak a creature in next turn? But the problem is the hammer, right? The hammer is the issue here. He just walks over, hammers this, hits the 3/3 into it, so that's 8 damage to the Verdant Force, and then gains like double Faeria off this. Yeah, so hammer, clear. And then I don't have a creature that's strong enough to match Baldarian. Oh, it doesn't even need the free. So yeah, that's going to be a well played. I could have top decked the lethal there. It was a bit ambitious, but yeah, but like I said, if anyone's going to beat his own deck, it's going to be Teddy. But well played, Teddy. Showing that red can manage green with the right plays. Good games to everyone I played against today. And I hope you enjoy this deck. That concludes this episode. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the deck as well. This is a pretty cool deck. Nice to see Green Rush being viable. I am a big fan of Green Rush when it comes to the aggro archetype, and I'm glad to see that Teddy has crafted a green deck worthy of both ladder play and tournament play. This deck did get first place in the first Seifers Open. So give it a try if you're looking to beat Yellow Rush as well. I had some great matches against Yellow Rush. It's very difficult for that deck to navigate around the raw power that Green Rush has to offer. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, drop a subscribe to keep up to date when our content goes live. Last week, I hit God rank when I was playing on one of my videos. You should definitely check that out. I was playing the blue-green Beast from Raizo, another really strong ladder deck. I'd recommend trying that out if you're looking to climb. I had fantastic success with the deck. It took me all the way from like rank 6 to God rank, pretty much. Pretty clean as well, didn't lose that many games. So that's another really solid deck you can climb with if you're looking to get to a God rank this season. So until next time, guys, take care, and I hope you enjoyed Teddy's Green Rush.